welcome to the TFO SportsCast for Week 2. This is the Raj back, again for more loving and for more action. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 moments of Week 2. We're going to go over the Week 2 injury report. We're going to do a Week 3 rundown, and then the do not miss game of Week 3. Alright, so the top 5 moments of Week 2. Number 5, Cleveland Steamers at the Beer Gods. Almost 700 yards in this game, with a combined 76 points on the board. To say this match was entertaining is an understatement, as the Steamers and Beer Gods played a very even game. But something had to give, and it did at 3:49 in the fourth quarter. Tied 31-31. Beer Gods quarterback, Rogue Dead Guy, threw his 3rd interception of the day to Anita Blackdick. That broke the game wide open for the Steamers as they scored 2 more touchdowns to defeat the Beer Gods, 45-31. Number 4, Marvel Mutants at the Enterprise Trekkies. This was my pick for the do not miss game of Week 1, and it did not disappoint. Over 600 yards of offense from both teams. It was a slobber knocker. But the tipping point came in the early stages of the fourth quarter as Trekkies quarterback James T. Kirk overthrew a pass right to the Mutants' defensive captain, Captain America. Captain America. After a 55-yard drive, the Mutants took the lead and never looked back. Best in the Trekkies, 28-16. Number 3, All-American Alkies versus the South Jersey Slashers. This was a tale of 2 games here. At half, the Slashers were pummeling the Alkies 7-17. Other than a 34-yard rushing touchdown by quarterback Jim Bean, the Alkies looked totally wasted on the field with 0 passing yards. But I guess halftime sobered up them Alkies as they brought 193 yards passing and 4 passing touchdowns to wide receiver Captain Morgan. The final touchdown coming off a 30-yard pass by the current number 1 quarterback in all of TFO, Jim Bean. Slashers lose a close one, 35-30. Number 2, Springfield Adams against the Raider All-Stars. Raiders superstar running back Bo Jackson is still out with a mysterious injury, so it looked to give the Springfield Adams a leg up against the wounded All-Stars, who are traditionally a heavy rushing squad. But the All-Stars used this to their advantage and brought an impressive passing game. Raider quarterback Jim Plunkett even snuck in an 8-yard touchdown to tie the game with only about a minute left in regulation. And everything looked like we were going to overtime. That was until Adams quarterback Homer Simpson made one of his famous don'ts and threw an interception to Charlie Woodson to put the Raiders in perfect field goal position. They gained the extra 3-point victory. They go on to win it. A definite dote indeed. Adams fall to the All-Stars 21-24. And my number 1 moment of Week 2 is the New York Miami Wolverines versus the Champs Chumps. Last week, the New York Miami Wolverines, down by 6 points with a minute 19 left in the fourth, made their comeback with a 48-yard Dan Marino touchdown pass to win against the Greek Legends by just 1 point, 14-13. I guess the Champs Chumps didn't get the memo as they were up by 6 points with a minute 34 left in the fourth and decided to let Marino have his shot. And boy did he take it. Dan Marino orchestrated a 61-yard drive that led the Wolverines to the 23-yard line with just 18 seconds left. And then Marino, in dramatic Marino fashion, ran in the game-winning score to best the Champs Chumps by just 1 point. Talk about deja vu. Wolverines make the comeback against the Champs 21-20. Okay, and now time for the Week 2 injuries. Snake Plissken made his return this week for the Hollywood Heroes, but Ric Flair, Bo Jackson, Bob Wire, and Lucas Magrum are still out. Joining them is Bobby Eaton, Kirk Hammett, Hakiru Sulu, Red Wings, Mercury Morris, Heroic Achilles, and Adard Stark. This week's injuries really caused a commotion because a lot of these injuries are being caused on kick and punt returns. There's a lot of talk about removing the kick and punt return from future seasons of TFO. How do you feel about this? Give us a call on TFO hotline 513-27-TECMO and let us know what you think. On the hotline earlier, we actually spoke with Greek Legends owner Mikey Davis, and his heroic Achilles is currently injured. Listen to these words that he had to say about the fallen Achilles.
As the Achilles going down with the injury, we are addressing the situation. The trainer, Cassandra, daughter of Priam, who was the backup of running back, who was blessed to see in the future, said that he'd be back soon. But right now we are addressing the situation. Right now we're in preliminary talks with Barry Sanders, who is thinking about coming out of retirement for us. But for right now, we're going to go with Priam as our running back, carrying the load.
Wow. I'm sorry. Did he just say that Barry Sanders is a Greek god? I mean, that's basically what he's saying by saying they're in talks with Barry Sanders. I mean, actually, I'm getting word that we have a photo to show. And yeah, Barry Sanders. Potential Greek legend, it looks like. All right, the Week 3 rundown. Week 3 starts tomorrow with Thursday Night Football as the Beer Gods are at the Marvel Mutants and the Westeros Guardians are at the Greek Legends. Week 3 Sunday games include Springfield Adams at the Sith Warriors, Gotham City Rogues taking on the Hollywood Heroes, the Atlanta Maulers facing up against the Axe Icons, the Raider All-Stars traveling to the Cleveland Steamers, Dutch Ovens against them Enterprise Trekkies, the Llama Nation at the Bitsmack Slackers, Tim's Nightmares taking on the Rainbow Unicorns, the All-American Alkies at the New York Miami Wolverines, the Care Bears at the South Jersey Slashers, and the Portly Pounders facing the Champs Chumps. Alright, my do not miss game of Week 3. Week 3 brings some amazing divisional matchups, but for my money it has to be the big All-American Alkies at the New York Miami Wolverines Sunday bout. The All-American Alkies traveled down to New York, Miami, and attempt to stop the comeback kid Dan Marino and his Wolverines. But other than a lucky Marino, the Wolverines have played some pretty ugly football. They have the worst offense in TFO and the 11th best, quote-unquote, defense in the league. The Alkies also stumble into this matchup as they have the worst defense in TFO and the 9th best offense in the league. But the Wolverines have that Dan Marino guy, and when it comes down to that final drive, that final push to win the game in dramatic fashion, well, he has to be the guy, right? But can lightning strike 3 times for Marino? I say Marino. As in no way. The Alkies may not have the best defense in the league, but that is very deceptive as Willie Wild Turkey leads the league in sacks with 4. And on offense, the Alkies are rocking the number 1 quarterback in all of TFO, Jim Beam. 58.8% completions, 340 yards, 10 touchdowns, 0 picks. He's the man. That dude truly knows how to hold down his liquor, and that is why I'm going with the Alkies to whoop on them Wolverines. Well, guys, that's it for us this week. Remember, the TFO hotline is now open, 513-27-TECMO. Give us a ring. Just let us know who you are when you're calling, and see you next TECMO.
This is Deb with the Axe Icons. Well, we knew we were in for a defensive battle this week, and our defense was up for the challenge with 4 sacks and successfully containing the wheels of John McClain. However, our offense was not. You can't expect to win a game with 2 missed field goals and a completion percentage of only 28%. There are more drops out there than a Cleveland Browns game. Hollywood Heroes wanted it more today. I look forward to seeing the